And then I started to hear it. Go to school, get a job, get a job, get a job. I'm going, school's lying to me. And I said, I don't want a job. And that's how the whole thing started. So when I was 10, I just started studying with my rich dad. And so I was 10 years old, I ride my bicycle to his office. And I had to work for him for free. So he ran a hotel.
Right.
And I had to pick up rubbish and work, doing odd jobs. And rich dad never paid me. He said, if I pay you, you think like an employee. Because my dad works for money. He says, yeah, but that's why your dad's poor. He says, never work for this. This is what keeps people poor. He goes, see all those properties out there? That's my real green houses. I said, what? He says, those, I play Monopoly for real, in real life. I go, you do what? He said, I play Monopoly in real life. Because he never went to school either.
Right.
He played Monopoly.
So basically the idea from Monopoly is that the way to win Monopoly is to make as many houses as possible and then give it out for release.
You got it wrong.
Then what is the idea here?
The idea of Monopoly is to trade up from green houses to red hotels using debt. We're in the biggest change in world history now. Like this is August 2023. They just had the BRICS meeting in South Africa. BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa.
Right.
So it is the split between the West and the East. So the West has approximately 1.2 billion people using the dollar.
Right.
Brazil and Russia, Russia and China have control of about 3.8 billion. So the fight now is between East and West.
When you mean West, 1.2 billion people, is that North America and Europe?
Generally, yeah.
Okay, so that totally is 1.2 billion.
Approximately, yes.
Got it.
The point here is this. The reason I'm happy to be here in India, BRI, India's in the middle.
Right.
China, South Africa. So the problem is your school systems are Marxist. Most school teachers are Marxist.
Can you explain what Marxist is to
They believe in taxation.
Sorry?
They believe in taxation.
Okay.
I don't pay taxes.
Okay.
Capitalists don't pay taxes.
Right.
Okay. We also use debt.
Right.
And we don't pay for it. We don't do any of those things. This is my friend here, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
He's a capitalist.
Right.
People hate this guy. But he is my good friend. We are capitalists. We're not Marxists. Obama, Marxist. But the most important asset you have is this.
Right.
The space between this year and this year. And the thing that I'm happy about is young men like you, young women too, have podcasts. There's some very smart people on podcasts now. Better than listening to a stupid college professor who doesn't know anything about money. Why would you listen to a poor dad like my father?
Right.
Stupid. So on the podcast today, there's some very smart young people coming up. Like I fly from here to Singapore and I meet Jim Rogers.
What we've been told by our parents is to focus on, becoming a doctor or an engineer, because that's like the safest route to, securing your life in a country like India. But what baffles me is that there are so many examples of people who made a lot of money. Let's say even if you're a high earning person in India, which is about, let's say, $30,000-$40,000 a year, versus, let's say, somebody who has won a lottery in India. All of them eventually end up in becoming broke. But the schools never teach us how to manage that money. Like, why do you think that's the situation across the world? Even in a prosperous country like US, that is the situation. So why is that happening and are things changing?
Well, the statistics show. So let's say you have a man. He becomes an entrepreneur. He makes a lot of money.
Okay.
The second generation, he teaches it to his kids. So the second generation, they enjoy the money. I meet so many people today, I can tell they're either second or third generation.
Right.
They're really pretty. They got their Gucci clothes on, got the cars and all this.
Second generation.
Second generation, but nothing up here.
Right.
Too easy. So look at this here. I wrote this book here. It says, Who Stole My Pension? See, America today is what floats the stock market in America are pensions. same as here.
Okay.
And I pay no taxes. It's not the house. It's not the stock. It's not the bond. It's not the ETF. It's your brains. So I would rather use debt and pay no taxes.
Can you explain that? How do you buy houses without?
Which is capitalism.
Right.
We use debt and we pay no taxes. That's what I teach.
So can you explain the mechanics of that in simple words for the audience? Like how do you?
In 1971, this became debt.
Okay.
The only way it's created is somebody has to borrow money. Your greatest assets between this year and this year, this year. So that's why I have the cash flow board game. There's not too many here. The board game was designed to teach you to think like a capitalist. Cash flow.
Okay.
And so I wrote a book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Same thing. It's all about accounting.
Right. So interesting point, because to be able to do what you just said, that you need to borrow debt, buy homes, and then give it out for rent.
But you got to have it in your head first.
Right. No, but
don't go stupid and running out there.
Right. So, but in a country like India, there's a challenge around this because the rental yield is way lower than the cost of borrowing. So in US, it's the opposite, right? Like the rental yield,
I don't know. Every city in America is different.
Right.
All the laws are different. So the first thing I would do is I'd come here, I'd hire an accountant and an attorney.
Okay.
And then I would evaluate your market. What is the definition of the word? If it puts money in my pocket, it's an asset.
Correct.
If my house is taking money from my pocket, it's a liability.
Yes.
Has nothing to do with the real estate.
Right. Correct. So yeah, for most people confuse that with saying I'll buy the house and I'll only live in it. And that doesn't
liability.
That becomes a liability. And most people have a very hard time digesting that. Right.
Because they don't go one more house beyond it,
Yes, they cannot. I mean, it's more.
They think like poor middle class peasants.
They spend 30 years to buy that one house.
Yeah.
How will they afford the next house? Right? Then they have to worry about their retirement, their kids' education, their kids' marriage, their kids' house. So it's no way winning that game.
Everybody wants the easy answer.
Right.
They want to win the lottery.
Right.
They want to be a soccer star.
Yeah.
They want to be a Bollywood star.
Yeah.
And as you said already, they're broke in 10 years.
Right. So now I want to go a little bit from a philosophical point of view. Money first.
If I can handle money, the rest is easy.
Right.
In America, they say no money, no honey.
But what about health?
Huh?
Health.
Health is expensive.
Yeah. So
Are you shitting me?
Yeah. So money comes first, and then health, and then.
If I was to make a choice, if I got the money handled, I'd get the rest handled. But if I'm poor, no money, no honey, no wife, no health,
That's right.
unhappiness. I fly all over the world. You've got to study.
Okay.
I study. You can ask my friends. I study constantly.
You study constantly?
Constantly.
Like every day?
I'm on YouTube every day, all day.
Okay.
I'm reading books, studying this. I'm talk to my friends and all this.
Okay.
I'm not looking for a job. I'm not working for money. That's why the one book is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Second book is Cash Flow Quadrant. Right. Third book is Rich Dad's Guide to Investing. I put it all in there. You can read that. Then I created the cash flow board game.
Okay.
And if you play the cash flow board game, the reason it's better than going to school, it's about a financial statement. My bankers never once asked me what my grades were. My bankers never asked me what college I went to. My banker wants to see my financial statement. My financial statement is my report card. Right. When I grow up.
That's right.
Most college professors never grow up. They're little kids yet. I got a PhD. I got a PhD. I got a PhD. Yeah. I got a financial statement. So what happened in 2008, when the markets crashed, I borrowed $300 million. You know why? Because all the real estate had crashed. Right. So when I tell people the market's crashing, I get excited.
Right.
Because everything goes on sale. That's like Ferrari saying we can put our cars at half price. Oh, no, I don't want to pay half price for a Ferrari. That's how stupid people are. They get a soccer player, make millions of dollars, and they want to pay full price for a Ferrari.
That's right.
Stupid, stupid, stupid. Poor man with nice car. You gotta feed this.
Right. How many friends?
How many billionaire friends do you have?
I have like 2.
They're billionaires,
Yeah.
US dollars.
Yes.
Well, then hang out with them.
I do that now. That just started about 6 months back.
Yeah. Not all my friends, but most of my friends are billionaires. One started a school system in America. He sold his business for $1.1 billion. Another friend's a real estate guy. He sold it for $2 billion. But we're all capitalists. A kid could be standing in the slums of Mumbai with a cell phone, become a billionaire, if it was in his head first. That cell phone gives you power all over the world. I've never seen a more powerful tool.
That's right. The barriers to entry.
But if your brain is stupid or poor, if your brain is poor, your cell phone is poor. Your job is to educate yourself, because schools are not going to do that for you. Who do you hang out with?
Like, how do you?
I don't hang out with my family because they're school teachers.
Like, for the audience here, they would
We give each other Christmas presents. That's about it.
So the audience here wants to go and hang out with billionaires, but how do you begin that journey? Like, I can't just walk up to a billionaire's house and say, "Can you be my friend?" So how would you start that journey if you had to start from zero?
You got to feed your brain, man.
Right.
It's in your heart. How strong are you? And your game. I don't mind soccer. I just don't play the game.
Right.
I don't play tennis because it's not my game.
Right.
I play rugby because I hit people.
Right.
I like that game. Some people shouldn't play rugby. They should play soccer. You can be a billionaire playing soccer.
Right. So choose your game, which you want to play.
And mine is capitalist. This is book here. I wrote this book here, The Capitalist Manifesto, because our schools are communist. I studied how to raise capital. I go to Vancouver. I study with guys who raise capital. I think you hang out with employees. I have friends who are employees, but my friends are capitalists. Please hear what I'm saying. It's a different mindset. Like a soccer player is different than a rugby player. Okay, they're both good people. Same as like in religion, you have Christians and you have Protestants, and they kill each other. How stupid is that? They're both both Christians. And I'm saying right now, India is in the greatest position of all. It's Russia, China versus America. And in the middle stands India.
Right.